Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. James Ball, British journalist writing in The Spectator. We are caught in a cycle of ignorance. For a start, we need more tests and more reliable tests. At this stage, we don't even know how well the tests are being carried out. We don't know how well they work. We have good reason to believe that quite a few of them simply don't. That's probably more the case in other countries than America, but okay. Right. We also, of course, have good reason to believe multiple countries are lying about their caseload and deaths, China being Exhibit A, but Russia being a close Exhibit B. Given the impossible backdrop of missing, flawed, and fake data, it should no longer be hard to see why respected epidemiologists can come up with models suggesting radically different outcomes, such as the discrepancy between Imperial College London's estimates and the Oxford study, which last week suggested COVID-19 may be far more widespread but far less deadly than it first appeared to be, something that basically CDC Director Redfield said as well when he suggested 25% of COVID infections may be asymptomatic, thus not reflected in the data. Ball concludes, for all the limitations of academics and number crunchers, we're better with their efforts than without. Even flawed models are better than guesswork and can save lives, but we shouldn't look to their outputs as gospel truth or even settled science. We seek a grim kind of reassurance in modeling. Even if what it tells us is scary, we feel we know what's coming. The truth is we don't. Everyone is trying to make their best guess on horribly limited information. We can only hope we can learn more soon and that knowledge doesn't come at too high a price. That's right. It's not this, you either believe it's rapture or you believe it's a hoax. No. You believe it's real. You believe there are epidemiologists and statisticians and public health professionals of good faith trying to get their arms around it, as well as everybody else trying to actually combat it on the front lines, from the suppliers and the supply chain in which all of those suppliers are working to, I'll even concede good faith on the effort of most of the politicians, as well as, of course, obviously the medical professionals. But as we talked about earlier in the show with Dr. Baccaria from the Hoover Institution, we don't know. And even to his credit, Fauci tried a couple of days ago with the media jackals to qualify the 100 to 240,000 life range in terms of the lethality of the virus and the outbreak. Tried to qualify how much reliance we should place on models at this time. But the problem is he also at the same time sort of dismissed the idea of putting as much priority on testing those showing symptoms as on doing antibody testing to get a handle on the sort of data that we need to make more accurate models to inform better public policy decisions. Why can't we do both? For more on this, we're pleased to be joined by Michael Fumento, who's been covering epidemics for 35 years. Been documenting. I remember reading his book on AIDS back in the 80s. He's an attorney, he's an author, he's a journalist, and he's got a piece.
It's an amazing piece.
I read it at
Will you tweet it out?
I read it at realclearmarkets.com. Coronavirus death predictions bringing new meaning to hysteria. Michael, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Hello?
Do we have you? Michael. I believe he's in the Philippines, so there may be a connection issue. Michael Fumento, can you hear us? Michael Fumento cannot hear us. All right. Why don't we take a break, and we'll effort to bringing Michael Fumento on.
Connect with Dan and Amy on the AM 560 The Answer mobile app. Just text the word app to 64636 to download the app today.
The Lou Dobbs Financial Report is brought to you by Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Visit signaturebank.bank for your commercial banking needs.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Small business can start applying for relief package loans today. Boeing offering buyouts to workers, and Laredo, Texas, ordering all residents to wear masks. Those stories are next.
The coronavirus is wreaking havoc here in the United States and across the globe. The stock market is plummeting. Sports leagues are suspending their seasons. Schools are sending students home, and the entire U.S. economy has been destabilized. Many experts say this is just the beginning. This is a devastating risk if you're heavy in stocks with no safeguard. Wise investors know to hedge against stock market collapse by utilizing physical precious metals. Noble Gold is a leader in this conservative financial strategy, offering extensive education, patient counsel, and expert guidance by phone. Do you want to get your hands on some physical gold and silver? Noble has you covered. Get it delivered directly to your doorstep. There is no time to waste. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com to get your free gold investment guide. noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com.
Beginning today, $350 billion of government-guaranteed loans for small business can start flowing. Some banks say they are still wrestling with some details of the application process, but Small Business Administration officials expect to start processing applications as businesses seek loans to cover payroll and many other expenses. Those loans will be forgiven if the business keeps its workforce largely intact. Aerospace giant Boeing offering buyout packages for many in its workforce. Like other employers, Boeing is grappling with losses because of the Wuhan virus contagion. The city of Laredo, Texas, ordering all of its residents to wear something that covers their noses and mouths when they're out in public, or they face a $1,000 fine, including anyone pumping gasoline. Please join me for Lou Dobbs tonight, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and 10 Eastern on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, we're back, and I believe we have Michael Fumento now. Michael Fumento, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Great to have you. I believe you're in Manila, right? So we understand the connection may not be great, but we're going to endeavor anyway. Tell us, I mean, with your experience covering these sorts of epidemics, pandemics for 35 years, how do you rate the response to this as compared to the response to other pandemics?
Just absolutely off the chart. I mean, you know, in each one we see incredible claims. For example, with AIDS, that was my first one. I literally saw models, and you're right about models. They're all worthless. I mean, all of them. I saw models that projected more Americans would die from AIDS than there were Americans. That's how bad these things are. But other than limited numbers of people, those models were not taken seriously. So, you know, these guys come along from Imperial College, and it helps to know that the chief researcher at Imperial was also an alarmist during the so-called mad cow scare. Yeah, he's been doing this for a while. He comes up with this figure of 2.2 million dead Americans under worst-case scenario, 1.1 million dead Americans, no matter what we do. I mean, lock them down, lock them in, whatever. You can't get below 1.1 million Americans. 11 days later, he just throws it all out in a press conference. He doesn't revise his model or anything like that. He just throws it all out and lowers the figure dramatically. So the hysteria here, that's what's blown me away. The epidemic's the virus is doing about what I expected the virus to do. It's the hysteria of it that even by my standards is simply unprecedented.
And the virus has done about what you expected it to do because, as you reference in your piece, because of the FAR's law application to these viral outbreaks.
Right, and FAR's law, it goes back to 1840. So everybody who takes epidemiology in school learns about FAR's law on like day 3 or day 4. But none of these people being quoted or writing articles ever talks about it. It's a very simple concept. It says that epidemics start out rapidly because they're grabbing the low-hanging fruit. For example, with AIDS, It was gay men and with intravenous drug abuse. That was the low fruit. But as time goes on, the disease has to reach higher and higher to get victims. And what happens is that the spread slows, the curve starts to bend over, then it flattens, and then cases go down. That happens with each and every epidemic ever. I mean, going back to the Black Death, going back to the plague of Athens.
But here's the thing about that. Tony Fauci, and this hasn't been reported properly, but Tony Fauci has essentially conceded that point without referencing Farr's Law and doing a dissertation on it, saying, look, we just want to slow the increase and then flatten that curve out so our healthcare system isn't overwhelmed. So there hasn't been a suggestion that that's not true. It's just been the whole flatten the curve mantra so that the healthcare system isn't overwhelmed in the way that it was, say, in Italy. Is that a fair approach and a fair recommendation or a fair basis, a fair concern upon which recommendations were made by Fauci and Birx?
We actually don't know that the social distancing stuff is true at all because we've never tried it before. Traditionally, who gets quarantined? The sick people. People with Black Death were literally boarded into their homes, or people with other diseases are kept in hospitals or kept in their homes. Now we're quarantining everybody. The vast majority of whom we know are perfectly healthy. This has never been tried before, but we are getting some evidence. For example, right now I'm trying at least to place an article comparing Sweden with its neighbors, Norway and Denmark. And what we find is Sweden has almost no controls whatsoever. I mean, they still allow groups of 50 people to gather. It used to be 500, they just changed it to 50. The schools are open, the restaurants are open, the Swedish chef is still gainfully employed.
If only the Muppet Show is still on. Yes, right.
Well, Michael, I talked to my family in Sweden, and yes, they're asked to work at home, but the preschools are still open, right? The schools are still open, and they just can't have groups of 50 or more. So I wanted to ask you, the shelter in place that's going on not only in America, but in Italy and Spain, do you think that we should have this?
There's no evidence for it. That's all I can say. I mean, you're asking a public policy question, and I'm kind of trying to stick to the science.
Mm-hmm.
Science shows that despite the fact that Norway locked down severely and early, Norway has almost twice as many COVID cases as Sweden does. And yet these people are genetically almost identical. Their languages are very similar. They share a 1,000-mile border. Why is this the case? If lockdowns are working, how come lockdowns aren't helping the Norwegians? And how come the lack of a lockdown is not hurting the Swedes?
With respect to testing, all the focus has been on testing for the virus. That's now started to move finally to antibody testing so that you can really get a better handle on the spread of the virus. You can get better data to do better modeling. Do you see this as a potential turning point once we start to get antibody testing of larger swaths of the American public?
Well, everything we get is reflected through the media. The media is not called the media for nothing. It's the medium between the science, in this case, and us. So it kind of depends on how the media decides to portray this. But yes, theoretically, what antibody tests show is, has this person ever been infected with the virus? And I guarantee you we're going to find massive numbers of people were infected and they never had the least clue. They never had a sniffle, they never had a sneeze, they never had a cough, and they may never have been carriers either. We're just assuming part of this social distancing lockdown stuff assumes that you can be asymptomatic but still a carrier. like typhoid Mary. She's the classic case.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know that that's the case at all. But the antibody testing will give us a lot of answers, and my guess is it's going to show, again, massive numbers of people were infected, threw off the disease without any symptoms, and probably never infected anybody either. And yet, all of us are being locked into our homes based on a completely untested theory.
He is Michael Fumento, attorney, author, and journalist. He's been documenting epidemic hysterias for 35 years. Check out his column, realclearmarkets.com, which I'll tweet out. Coronavirus death predictions bring new meaning to hysteria. Michael, thanks so much for joining us. Stay safe into the Philippines.
My pleasure.
And I look forward to his article comparing Sweden and Norway. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
It's like a hot, steaming cup of information to start your day. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Don't you love that feeling when you've just nailed your look? When someone you barely even know comes up to you and says, "Oh, I love that outfit. Where did you get it?" That's how it feels to use Stitch Fix. They're a personal styling service. Tell them what you love, and they send great clothes for you to try on at home. Stitch Fix is simple. Sign up in just a few minutes. Tell them about the brands you love and the looks that make you feel great. Stitch Fix is convenient. Get everything delivered right to you, so you can try on new styles in the comfort of your own home. Stitch Fix is on your terms and priced to fit your budget. There's no subscription required, ever. Keep what you want and send back anything you don't. So, isn't it time you started nailing your look? Get started today at StitchFix.com. Stitch Fix, personal styling for women, men, and kids. Stitch Fix, personal styling for everybody.
Guess what? Stop stressing. It hurts your immune system. And the way to reduce anxiety in your life is to take care of yourself, be proactive, and boost your immune system. How do you do that? Well, you know, enough sleep, exercise, and of course, eating a well-balanced diet, getting your daily amount of fruits and veggies, which you have to admit, it's hard to do on your own. And that's where Balance of Nature comes in. Just 6 capsules a day. You're getting 10 servings of 31 fruits and veggies. You hear stories right here on the station all the time about how people's lives have changed. Well, take charge of your health now and order Balance of Nature. Order some for your family members, loved ones. I have the boys take it every day, and it really is